Well, that didn't work. Let's try from this side, I guess. There we go. Much better this time around. And when we open the pack, and then now when we open the Trove, we can just slide the box right on out. And there we go. That right there is... And on the top of the box, we have Arcasia's head, which is actually in the top of the Arcasia Island logo. You might be able to see right there. It's just a bigger version and honestly a prettier version. And then on the side of the box, we have Jafar. Good old Mad Hatter. I do love this Mad Hatter. Inventor Bell. And then Bolt. And then Bolt. And on the bottom of the box, we do have Arcasia's head once again. We do have Arcasia's head once again right there. And now actually in the box, we have, one of them flew across. We have our one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packs. Set those over to the side for now. We do get our dice. I will say I am not in love with these dice personally. I think this is pretty lackluster for dice. I mean, it does have the swirls barely that you can see from the Arcasia's Island kind of promotional stuff, but in comparison, but kind of as a comparison here, I'm going to put an Arcasia's Island dice in this lid here. And then I also have dice from Azurite Sea, Shimmering Skies, and Ursula's Return. And these are the dice that I normally use on a regular basis. And these are the dice I actually use whenever I play Lorcana. And these are the dice I actually use whenever I play Lorcana, is the ones from these Troves. So I'm kind of disappointed, but as you can see here, conveniently all placed on the 4. These ones are just kind of bland, just white and green, where this one from Azurite Sea, the last set, is actually sparkly. I don't know how well the sparkly kind of comes across. As well as Shimmering Skies is also a glitter dice. Really pretty. And then Ursula's Return, just a multicolored dice, gold. Once again, personally, I feel like it's really pretty. So I am actually kind of disappointed in the dice for Arcasia's Island. I feel like you could find these in any board game and not think anything twice about it. But we will add them into our dice collection. But we'll add them into our dice collection. All right. And then last but not least, in the box is our dividers, which we will look at in a second. And then our lore counter, which is Bolt. This, truthfully, they have gotten better and better with the lore counters. Let me grab Now, I don't know if this quite makes up for the dice and the quality of, and how impressive those were. I don't know if this makes up for the dice and how pretty bland they were, but this is the lore counter for the new set. And I do feel like Ravensburger has been getting nice. And I do feel like Ravensburger has been improving on the lore counter. So, for example, this was the lore counter from Azurite C. Stitch. Works really nice. Looks really nice. It's nice to have an actual character on the lore counter. And then, in comparison, here is the Shimmering Skies lore counter. Still very pretty, but a little more bland. And then last but not least, we do have our Ursula Returns lore counter, which is even blander. It does fit the set, but I am a huge fan of these characters. But I'm a huge fan of having the actual characters on the set. It does help personally. Stitch and Bolt are some of... It does help that Lilo and Stitch and Bolt are some of my favorite Disney movies. But regardless, they are very pretty. Alrighty, on to our dividers. Oh my God. I have noticed Ravensburger is switching over to the decorative. I have noticed that Ravensburger is switching over to the decorative dividers, which I do think are nice, but personally I do like the large symbol, mainly because I tape these to my bulk boxes, and having the big symbol is pretty nice to see. Because I personally don't divide personally for bulk, I divide it by color and then in alphabetical order. So these are only really good for the front of the box. But we do have a Dalmatians one, a Maleficent one. That Pete one is actually very cool. Oh, fuck. Mishu. I don't remember his name. I don't remember this character's name. I know it's from Mulan. Very good looking. Baymax one honestly looks really good. Baymax has been getting a lot of love in the last few sets. And then I don't know who this is. Please let me know who this is. And then I'm confused. About this card. This divider. We've never had 7 dividers in a pack. And this one doesn't have the notch like this one does. And it has all the ink symbols. Very confused by this card. Well, that's all of our dividers from this set. I will say, I honestly really like the Pete one. Pete one is very nice. They're all really nice. The art's beautiful on them, but this card does confuse me. All right, and now on to the packs. I'm going to set the packs right here. And let's start opening them. So we have so first we have a Mirabelle pack. These packs do feel pretty easy to open, which is nice. I will not complain. Alrighty, and we have our... Alrighty, and then we have our first... Huh. Interesting that this card was upside down. We have our first... Oh. Alright, so we have our story card and puzzle piece. Once again, there's Arcasia's head. And let's see what we get here. Berlioz, probably mispronouncing that. Mariano, Panic, Dr. Calico, Too Loose, Out of Order, banish any character. Or banish a chosen character, sorry. Thunderbolt, Gizmo Duck, Magical Maneuvers, Mulan. Ooh, our first legendary. Oh, and it's our first legendary, and it does. Our first legendary, and it is technically a foil legendary. It does kind of pop off the card. It does have a little bit of a shine to it. And our final card, Cheshire Cat foil. These new foils are absolutely beautiful. But that was actually a really good, honestly was a really good first pack. Legendary, foil legendary, and normal foil. All right, on to pack number 2, on to Bolt. Another upside down story card. I don't quite know what's going on with this, but on to the actual pack itself. It's the first time I've ever seen story cards upside down, and it's happened twice. Lady, Peppa Madrigal, Bucky. Ooh, that's a beautiful TikTok. Water Has a Memory. Honestly, all of the arts on these cards are absolutely beautiful. Thunderbolt, The Phantom Plot, Double Trouble, Cinderella, Lucky, and foil Lady Cluck. Interesting. I am realizing all of these Dual Link cards are really going to mess with my organization. I think I'm going to have to start organizing by whatever the first ink is on the card. So like blue in this sense, and then alphabetical from there. Because there's too many color combinations to do it. There's too many color combinations to do it by Dual Link colors, like the combinations. Okay, we have the third page of the story, which, if you noticed, previously we had 1, and 2, and 3. Once again, upside down. I wonder if, because I do know there's 20 some of these, I believe. So I wonder if the first few are upside down and then like the first half are upside down. We'll have to see. Alrighty. There's that P. That would honestly be a beautiful playmat as well. Hopefully they come out with that the next set or later in this set. Alrighty. Spaghetti Dinner, Dolores Madrigal, Mulan, Robin Hood, Card Soldiers, Mr. Smee, Marie, the Amethyst Coil, and a Dual Ink Jasmine, Dual Ink Mirabelle Madrigal, and then the Dual Ink Foil Kronk. So it does seem like Dual Inks are pretty random wise. I feel like you either get like 1 to 2 per pack, or you get like 4 or 5. Seems to be kind of how it's going, and I'm sure that's honestly just random, but that's seems to be how it is. You either get just 1, maybe 2, or you get about half a pack's worth, which to build up a collection, I'm not really complaining. Alrighty. And another upside down one. Number 4. Now, see, this is weird. We've opened up 4 packs out of 8 of this box. And each one have been numbered in order, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm really hoping these boxes aren't curated. And maybe they are. There's that puzzle piece. Maybe they are, but it does give some question marks as to, you know, are you going to get good pulls out of these? Because they're not necessarily random if they're numbered 1 through 8 for how many you get. So I'll be curious to see if this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is pack 8. We'll have some concerns if that is how this works, or maybe it's just how this box is. All right. We have a Yzma. Ooh, we have our first Bolt. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful card. A Yzma again, but a kitten this time. Jafar. Moana. Stabbington Brother. Dual Link Peg. Dual Link Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Moana. Daisy Duck. Dual Link Hades. Ooh. And a legendary foil Aurora. This is a foil. That other one was not a foil. It just was the pop out. This is a foil and pop out. Oh, absolutely beautiful card right there. Alrighty, so now let's see here. Let's open this up. And let's see. Do we get story card number 5? And the answer is no. Okay, so we just happened to get 1 through 4. I will take that. But once again, upside down story card. Nope, never mind. Top 2 cards are upside down this time. Huh. Interesting. We will set. Oh, sorry. Once again, there's the puzzle piece. Is the second puzzle. This one is card number 12. So I think it is 1 through 9 is a puzzle. So 1 through 9 would be a puzzle, and then 10 through 18 is another puzzle. So this is actually puzzle number 2. They're making up for not doing puzzles by giving us 2 puzzles with this set. And we'll have to wait and see what this card is. But on to it. Cheshire Cat. Calhoun. This Is My Family. Training Staff. Honey Lemon. Stabbington Brother. Sapphire Coil. Helga Sinclair. Dual Link Diablo. Alright, we have a Lyle. An Athlete Goofy. And then here is our upside down foil Dr. Calico. Huh. This is a weird box. I've never had cards upside down. I do have cards that are, accidentally crimped and things like that and miscuts, but never had it where cards are upside down, especially this many upside down. Alrighty, and let's go on to our next pack here. And we have our number 5 puzzle. We have our number 5 story card here. There's that puzzle piece. And let's go to the side, and let's see what we get. All right. Once again, don't know how to say the name. Pacha is what I'm going to go with. Trusty. Honey Marin. Hey. Mansour Dearcourt. We'll say Mansour. The Matchmaker. The Troubadour. Dual Link. Madame Medusa Dual Link. Very nice looking Mufasa card. Dual Link Perdita. Restoring Atlantis. And a foil Anastasia. And a foil Anastasia. God, the new foil cards are really beautiful. Honestly, all these cards in this set are really pretty, but the foils do make them that much better. Alrighty. Let's see here. Alright. And this one is normal. This is not an upside down card. And here we go. We have story number 2. And there's the puzzle in case I didn't show it earlier. And let's see. Here we have Peppa, Yzma, Lady, Belle, Card Soldiers, Training Staff, Dual Link Yokai. We're going to say Gaten, Kashi Kim, Dual Link Pete, Dual Link Elsa, and Foil Yzma. That Dual Link Pete is very pretty too. I'm sure you're tired of hearing me say that the cards are pretty, but they really did good on this set. The designs for these cards are really good. Alrighty, and our final pack of the video. Mad Hatter pack. Let's see what we get. Another error pack. Or maybe not. Thought this was an error pack because it had the number here. Is there a story on the other side? No. So this isn't an error pack. This is the end of the story. That is pretty with the lit up symbol and all of the different colors. We'll have to figure out what that means. We'll have to figure out what all this means. Once again, make sure you subscribe because the next video will be us going through Arcasia's story and kind of figuring out what all this means. But for now, we will set it to the side. Another upside down card. We will leave that upside down just for now. And let's see here. We have a Hero Hamada, Candlehead, Pain, Orville, Baymax's Charging Station, Cybug, Perla, Jebediah Farnsworth, Beagle Boys, Dual Link. Oh, and sorry, the Perla was Dual Link as well. Dual Link Bell. We do have this in our starter deck. Dual Link Lady. And here is our upside down foil Grandmother Fa. Beautiful card. Honestly, a beautiful card.